have you lay back for me. All right, then I'll have you bring your knee all the way up to your abdomen and put it back down for me. That's the extension, and I'll have you do the other one. Bring your knee up to your, wonderful, that's your hip flexion, and then bring it down. It's your hip extension. And then now I'll have you do your left knee, bring it up to you, perfect. And then that's your knee flexion. Go ahead and bring it down for me, knee extension. And then we'll do the other leg again. Wonderful, knee flexion, bring it down, knee extension, wonderful. Then I'll have you bring your left leg and swing it out for me. And that's your abduction of your hip, and then bring it over your other leg if you can. Abduction of your hip, I'll put that down. And then let's do the other one. Abduction, and then inward is adduction. Wonderful, you can go ahead and put that down. And then I'm gonna have you bring your left knee up and then place your foot, wonderful. And then I'll have you bring it in towards your other leg, wonderful, that's your internal rotation. Bring it on out, that's your external rotation. And you go ahead and put this down. Let's do your other side, inward, internal rotation, outward, external rotation. Wonderful, you can go ahead and put that down. Then I'll have you bring your legs up, and then can you point your toes towards the ground, please, for me? That's your plantar flexion, and then bring your toes all the way up to your nose. That's your dorsiflexion. All right, and then can you bring the palms of your feet together? That's inversion, and then bring them outward, eversion, wonderful. And then now we're gonna do a little bit of resistance. So I'll have you bring your toes to your nose, wonderful, and then toes, perfect. That's your plantar flexion, dorsiflexion, bring it forward. All right, and then I'll have you sit up for me. Okay, and then I'm gonna push on your shins here, and I'll have you, perfect, a little resistance, and then I'll pull on your calves, bring them back, wonderful. Then I'm gonna squeeze your fingers, or squeeze my fingers, perfect, they're equal bilaterally, wonderful. Alrighty, now that we've established that you have full range of motion of your lower extremities, let's move on to your upper extremities. So I'll have you bring your arms all the way up for me to test your forward flexion, and then we'll bring them all the way back for your hyperextension. Perfect. And then I'll have you bring your arms all the way to your side for me, and then touch at the top with your palms touching. Perfect. That's your abduction, and then I'm gonna have you go back around and then give yourself a hug. That's your adduction. Perfect, perfect. And then we'll bring your arms in front, extension, wonderful. And then I'll have you bend at the elbow. Perfect, that's your flexion. And then we're gonna go back to the extension. Wonderful. And then with your palms up, that is supination. And then I'll have you turn your palms down. That's your pronation. Wonderful. This is also considered wrist extension. And then, nope, your palms to your down is pronation as well as wrist extension. Wonderful. And then now we're going to point your fingers to the ground. Wonderful. That's your palmar flexion. And then we're going to go back to the extension. And then you point your fingers up for me. That's hyperextension. Wonderful. And then you're going to have you point your fingers together. That is inversion. And then point your fingers out. Wonderful. Eversion. Wonderful. And then we're going to do the internal and external rotation of your shoulders next. So we're going to have you do your hands behind your back for me, please. Wonderful. And that's your internal rotation. And then we'll have you do hands behind your head. That's your external rotation. Wonderful. And then we're going to test your strength. So I'll have you put your hands like this. All right. And then I'll have you push as far as you can. Resist. Wonderful. Then I'm going to pull. You resist as much as you can. Wonderful. And then now we're going to do your wrists as well. So resist. Wonderful. Now I'm going to pull. Resist. Wonderful. Now we're going to finish off by testing your finger and hand strength. So I'm going to have you put your hands out with your palms towards the ground and spread your fingers as far as you can. I'm going to just give me some resistance. I'm going to try and close each finger, all right? Perfect. And then do the same thing, but close your fingers. And then I'm going to try and pull them apart. Just give me some resistance, okay?
Sure.
All right, perfect. So your strength is equal bilaterally, all right? And then you show to have full range of motion in your upper extremity. You can put your hands down.
Okay.
You show to have full range of motion in your upper extremities and lower extremities. Everything looks great. Thank you.